Well, howdy Cowboy Church folks and other folks who might be watching this video as well. We're going to continue our ride down the trail that Jesus himself walked on during the week of his crucifixion and resurrection. We've already talked about the first Sunday, his triumphal entry into Jerusalem. Then on Monday, the events that took place in his life. Today we're going to talk about what happened on Tuesday of the week leading up to his crucifixion. The morning of that Tuesday, Jesus and his disciples returned from Bethany to Jerusalem. They walked by the fig tree that he had cursed the day before. The religious leaders had organized an ambush for him in the temple, trying to catch him, hoping to figure out a way to kill him right away. But Jesus escaped from them and made it out of their sight. And he also pronounced a very harsh judgment on them. I want you to listen to what he had to say in Matthew chapter 23. This is what Jesus said to the religious leaders. He said, "Blind guides, what sorrow awaits you, teachers of religious law, and you Pharisees, hypocrites! You are so careful to clean the outside of the cup and the dish, but inside you are filthy, full of greed and self-indulgence. You blind Pharisee, first wash the inside of the cup and the dish, and then the outside will become clean too. Hypocrites, for you're like whitewashed tombs, beautiful on the outside, but filled on the inside with dead people's bones and all sorts of impurity. Outwardly, you look like righteous people, but inwardly, your hearts are filled with hypocrisy and lawlessness. Hypocrites, for you build tombs for the prophets your ancestors killed, and you decorate the monuments of the godly people your ancestors destroyed. Then you say, if we had lived in the days of our ancestors, we would never have joined them in killing the prophets. But in saying that, you testify against yourselves that you are indeed the descendants of those who murdered the prophets. Go ahead and finish what your ancestors started. Snakes, sons of vipers, how will you escape the judgment of hell?" Those are some pretty strong words that Jesus had to say, and he said them to the religious leaders of the day. Later in the day, Jesus and his disciples went to the Mount of Olives, which is east of the temple. He sat down and shared with them some prophecy about the coming destruction of Jerusalem. He talked about his second coming and the events that will be around that in the end times. He also talked about the final judgment. Scripture also seems to indicate to us that it was on Tuesday that Judas, one of his own disciples, went and met with the religious leaders and agreed with them to betray Jesus into their hands for just 30 pieces of silver. At the end of a long and busy day, Jesus and his disciples likely went back to Bethany to rest and get ready for the coming days and to prepare for the feast of the Passover, which they would celebrate together. Have a blessed day.